Who is this? Hi, it's Bet from the Under. I was taking photos the other day and I saw this guy with this amazing head, so I snapped him. He was singing this weird song, something about the Colosseum being his new place. And that, my dear Bet, looks like it is Mirror B. Or Minor B, not Mirror B. You know what? Close enough, I suppose. I think we're gonna be fighting him. But first, we gotta actually enter the Colosseum. The Deep Colosseum, to be precise. Hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Pokémon Colosseum Randomizer. So the reason why I say I think we're gonna be fighting Matter B soon enough here is because that construction worker there is like, you know what? They've been waiting for you, Almond. Oh, thank you. Thank you for calling me great, Dewey. I appreciate you. And your Stantler and Fanfi. Both of these would be pretty decent to take care of because of the Pokemon that we have up front. Oh, I don't know if we have anything super effective against the Stantler, but we do have stuff that's super effective against the Fanfi, though. Fanfis are adorable. That's right. Clear Body and Crab Hammer, because I decided to just give our Dio or Deoxys and Trap Hammer. It's a little bit better than Octuza, which is what he originally had. And I really would like to keep Hypnosis. Good old Follow Me, honestly that's pretty smart. But I wonder why you want to say Follow Me. Is Fanfi your favorite, or is it just so happen to be the best move that you had for the Stantler? I don't really know. I'm not gonna question it. Hello, Vileplume. I mean, honestly, that ain't too shabby. Okay, Tomb Desire. If you really want to take care of it, Tomb Desire won't one-shot our Pokemon, but at the same time, it's kind of a mess of a move. And I guess I could have just also continued with the Ice Beam here, but you know, this should do the job, hopefully. Also, I grinded our Pokemon a little bit in Mount Battle. Oh, it's at Mount Doom. Oh, one shot. Good job, Ice Cube. Good job. So, most of our Pokemon, aside from Dio, are at least level 70. But at least Dio is within the range which it should be comfortable with finding the Deep Colosseum. You know what, Dewey? You were pretty good too. You were pretty good strategizing that Stantler follow me moment there, just saying. Now battle number 2. Adam, you got to come deep in the undercut. I don't even know what she said there. Deep in the under, something like that. Doduo and Kabuto. Oh, Kabuto. I would love to have a plushie of Kabuto and its evolution. I don't know why they're just cute, or even just having figures of them or something like that. Okay, I don't know what the best moves against these would be. Well, aside from using Ice Beam, so maybe I will actually switch out Man here, so we could use the electric type move against Kabuto. And we got Ice Beam, which we could use against the Doduo. Although both would be super weak against Ice. Yeah, it's not ground type. I think rock type is the one that's super weak against ice. I always get them messed up. I don't know. But regardless, should hopefully be one-shotted this poor little thing. Yes, indeed. 07 Doduo, almost called you Dodu or Doo-Doo. Ooh, but we got ourselves a Gyarados. Mind you, we have Man out, so maybe I will just use Ice Beam against Kabuto. Haha, that's right. Clear Body. Too bad we don't have more Pokemon that are also clear-bodied Pokemon. That would be ideal. I guess that would be the moment of truth to say, hey, seems Gyarados is getting it one shot. Thankfully it does. Gyarados are terrifying even in Randomizer, but also to see if it is going to be super effective against Rock type. I'm pretty sure. Nope, that's a no. Okay, so it's ground type that is, but it's still one-shotted it though. Impressive. Hey, Dio leveled up. Good job, Dio. You know what? Gyarados is kind of scary. Gyarados is kind of scary. You're the real deal. I mean, you weren't too shabby yourself. Give yourself some credit, girl. Give yourself some credit. And what, your second up? No way. You got here in a UFO or something? I dug myself all the way down here. I wonder if this is the same worker that's out at in the front. Just by tripping over my words, but need around Fimo and magic card. What's funny, in a randomizer, magic card could actually be kind of terrifying, so we'll see how this goes. Right now, let's just use, no, extraordinary against this. I think it's extraordinary. No, extra sensor. I don't know why you thought this said extraordinary. But I mean, it is a very extraordinary move, I suppose. And goodbye, Indeed around. It was good to see you. So briefly. Oh, the poor little thing, though. I do feel bad for it. Little critter. A beautiful Wilmer! Oh, I love Wilmers so much. And Willords. Out of all the moves that a magic card could get, I didn't expect a substitute. Also, last episode, I thought that substitute would break the super effective moves. It does need to be over a certain amount before it is able to actually do its thing. So we're just going to use the same thing there, and just keep using Ice Beam, because, you know, why not? But not the Pokemon. Ooh, very close to one-shotting. Honestly, Dio, it's actually kind of terrifying. Because, oh, whoa. Okay, see? Terrifying Pokemon we got here. Honestly, mighty impressive. But I was gonna say that even at the lower levels, that's not really making too much of a difference. But it's actually really high in all attacks moves. Dio is actually gonna be our glass cannon, because he has the lowest amount of defense, whether it's in special defense or I guess physical defense or defense, whatever you would call that. But it's actually the highest in all the other stats. It's like, wow, okay, Dio. I'm very curious to know what it's gonna be like when it actually catches up to about level 70, like with the rest of them, or how it's going to be. No, let's just, let's just use Slow Kick, see if that would do much damage, and Heat Wave in case this doesn't one-shot the Gramble, which it didn't. So maybe Ice Cube will just like tether off the health there. Well, aside from Wilmer, because that's just gonna be a given, I'm pretty sure even Sandstorm would just defeat Wilmer, but still, you never know. And Gramble? Not quite, unless it burns. It doesn't look like it's gonna burn, darn it. But that's okay. Ooh. Okay. I still kind of wonder how the targeting system works in this game. Because a lot of the Pokemon that were on Mount Battle could obviously have one-shotted Milo when I was grinding him with Dio. But yet, they were all just targeting Dio. I think it's maybe because it was maybe the weakest in terms of defense, or maybe the less level, I don't really know. But too tough for all the digging. Honestly, you took out one Pokemon with a KO move. That was actually very terrifying. But now at the finale, oh, who's this? Is it the one, the only? Might it be? I think it is a yes. And I love how he's just already dancing. So we meet again. Yeah, just give it for me this time. I am so happy that his music is back now. I missed it while we were out going Coward. Yeah. And mysterious, we have super effective moves. Dio. And super effective move. I can use both of them. I don't know which one they're gonna target. Probably just gonna target Hirayama here and use. Why not just use Ice Ball? It's been a while since we used Ice Ball. So why the Katori not? Yo, we're so close to one-shotting. My goodness, dude, that's what I mean by it's a glass cannon. Because Hariyama is a tank, and the fact that it just ate through this health, but gets nothing. Thank you for missing that. I appreciate you, Hariyama. Now I wonder if Ice Balls go to KO this Mischievous before it runs out, because I think it's a 5-level turn. I know it's the exact way that rollout works. I just know that they stop at some point, I'd say from getting countered by flinch or something like that. Drill Peck. I wait, okay. So what I mean is like they could target Ice Cube, which seems a little bit more of a threat. Like that. My goodness, Ice Cube. You keep doing what you do. I'm just gonna take the risk to see if we can one-shot this and hope that the Mischievous misses Dio. And this Torkoal is not going to hit Dio either. This is where it's gonna be. Ooh, just barely surviving. Okay, I see you. I see you. Ah, and then missed though. High jump kick. To see. Okay. Thank you, Mannerby. At least your target is something that was super effective. Now I'm gonna switch out to Rob, because we haven't switched out to Rob yet. And I'm still really happy to see Mannerby. I would even want to call Minerby. But I don't trust him not targeting Dio now because it's low health. So at least Rob is more of a sponge. I think Rob is one of the spongiest ones that we actually have. Him and Poppy actually. Before we got Deoxys, Bonbon or Bonnet was also the tankiest of, not the tankiest, but I don't know what you would call it when it's the attack. She had the most highest physical attack, was also a glass cannon. So it's very funny how we got a glass cannon for a glass cannon. And between episodes I'm also getting a low tab to get its heart unlocked, so we can eventually get a Ludicolo, because I would really like one. Since we had it, it's all really been thinking about getting. So I'm just gonna get that eventually. And speaking of Poppy, let's just send her out, because the only one that we haven't switched out now officially is Mile. And just like per other episodes since the very beginning of this Let's Play, at least I'm pretty sure, at least one of the first few episodes, I like to have at least one team member out in an episode. Even if the rest of them are just kind of forefront, I might not want to switch out Ice Cube and Dio. Dio I do want to keep up front though, so you can at least level him up a little bit more and get him caught up. It's much more faster than it would be in Mount Battle actually. Because I think in Mount Battle the highest that the Pokemon can get are... Let's see before... Yeah, sure. Let's use Sky Attack, because if this doesn't one-shot it, Sky Attack will finish off in the next move. But I think the highest of what I saw was just under level 60. I didn't really pay attention to the levels, to be honest. I was just grinding and I knew that Dio and Lotad and they would be able to survive, so... There's that. Okay, so miss, which is very unfortunate, but at least unlike low kick, I think it's low kick at least, one of those moves. Very close. Cross chop won't have the draw effect of getting your Pokemon hit if it misses. All it does is just miss. And it feels like it's one of those 50-50 shots, or maybe like 40 to 60 chance. But Matabi, it was good to see you again. Oh no, my temple was off again. This won't do at all. Now that would be kind of a cool detail if Minor B's music was a little bit warped or something near the end, where he's just losing tempo or something like that. Congratulations, you're the champion. You battled fabulously. Please accept, oh, that's a lot of cash money right there. And a TM12. Which is PDA message. That's not what it is, but let's see. Deep King from Net. This is not. I heard you got a Deep Colosseum. I heard a rumor about it. There's supposed to be a seriously tough trainer goes by the name of Deep King. I wonder what Pokemon he uses. We're going to figure that out soon enough here. First, we gotta go through at least the other 3 battles first. With Regola. Ooh la la! Did you really get to see what she said other than ooh la la? And it gives me flashbacks out of Polly Pocket. Dolly also just distracted me in the background. I don't know if she picked up, but she did the hunting cry over something. I don't know what though. Milo, do you have your eyes? You do, it's just so much shadows there. It looked like the eyes went rendering in or something like that. Also, we know about superpower from that, and it decided to give Dio that, so at least he had some kind of physical move on him. Milo, I don't so much mind not having physical attacks on him because he's more of a special attacker, so I don't mind him having a majority of just special attacks, but oh my goodness, that move is terrifying. Unfortunately, the drawback of having superpower is obviously we lose stats, but at the same time, I don't know how much of the stat change it actually makes. I don't think that much, but I don't know. Ooh, a neat arena. I think this is actually the first time in this randomizer that we actually saw a neat arena. We see Nido King, we see Nido Queen, we've seen Nidoran, male and female. I have yet to see Nidorino then. Interesting. I mean, maybe, who knows? Maybe the next few trainers will have it. Maybe I think this will be Dakim after, so maybe he'll have it, or Dakim. I don't know why I get Dakim and Dakim mixed up. The names are so similar, yes, but at the same time they're different enough. One's the Cypher admin, the other is not. The other wants to fight and stop the Cypher admins. But it's fine, I'm sure I'm not the only one who's had their names mixed up too. But good job, Milo and Dio, I mean. It's no wonder you came down here. Hey, you know what? You're pretty good. Your Pokemon survived multiple attacks. Hello, Gorbo. I wonder if anybody's out here at Colosseum aside from you and me. I know that's not what he said, but the text was way too fast. Ooh, a Shuppet. And a Kingdra. Don't think it is, but my brain for some reason is telling me that Kingdra is both water and dragon. I don't think that's actually the case, but I'm gonna use Ice Beam because the worst that it might be is that it's for whatever reason flying type, but it isn't a Gyarados here. But goodbye Shuppet. We do have your evolution, and I do love me a Shuppet. Honestly, I would say Shuppet and Bonnet are probably top 10 of my favorites as well. So I remember going so hard to get a really good Shuppet and Bonnet. I actually just realized how many ghost type Pokemon I also really like. So common question of the day, what's your favorite type or types of Pokemon? So honestly I just said I like ghost type Pokemon. I also really like dark type. And I noticed how many psychic type Pokemon I also like. So I don't really know why those 3 combinations I've always liked. But psychic was more recent like than the other ones. I've always really liked dark type and ghost type. I mean Darkrai. I remember being so stoked when I got the Darkrai from one of the event trades. Or like the mystery gifts rather, from I think it was Platinum when they had it way back then. I wonder if they're still doing mystery gifts. I guess they wouldn't really be doing mystery gifts anymore for 3DS. But I don't know, who knows, maybe they're still throwing events for them. I would be very surprised. How exasperating. That word is very hard for me to say, apparently. Oh, my Pokemon loved battle. And would that mean you also like to battle, Alberts? I hope you also are mutually enjoying the battles as much as your Pokemon. Beautiful little Nincada. And adorable little Natu. Aww. Man, seeing Natsu in particular, I don't know why it really makes me want to play Mystery Dungeon, whether it's a one for the DS or the GameCube. Those two in particular. And I also never realized that... one second. I'm just trying to think about what I want to use. Let's just use these, why not? A nice name. I didn't even realize that Mystery Dungeon Red and Blue were actually on two separate consoles, and they came out at the exact same time. I just thought it was kind of cool. I guess it's not too much of a shocker. Ooh, Mallow, the first Pokemon to reach level 70. Because we got Twilight Princess, which was both on GameCube and Wii, and it was out at the exact same time as one another, so I guess it just makes sense that, hey, it's two different consoles. But what I think I find it so interesting being is because the DS, at the time when it came out, I'm pretty sure the DS had actually been out for a while. Okay, I'm gonna do that, and then do that, because you know what? Sidekicks. They are terrifying. That is a Yankee sidekick too. So, sidekicks. Sidekicks just live in my heart. I don't know why. Sidekicks and Snorlax, they're not necessarily my all-time favorite Pokemon, because I've mentioned before that Espeon is actually my favorite Pokemon. I don't really know why Espeon is either. I've just always had a soft spot for Espeon. But Sidking and just its whole chain. Like, I love Stops. In real life, Stops are one of my favorite animals. So, seeing like for some reason I don't remember the first two evolutions, but this chain together is just, it's always been in my heart next to Snorlax and Munchlax. But damn, okay, that was a pretty good fight there. Dare I say, Lobert? I'm sorry, my Pokemon. I mean, don't be sorry. They love fighting, so I'm sure they were still happy to even just be fighting in the first place. Okay, so should we go in it or okay? It is Dakim. Hello, Dakim. You again? I'll crush you. I mean, alright, I mean, you thought you could crush me the other two times? Who's to say you're gonna crush me now? Ooh, a Curlia. I don't remember if he had a Curlia, to be honest. I think aside from possibly missing the other Shadow Pokemon as well, they might actually have different Pokemon than they originally had. But okay, so these shouldn't be too bad to take care of. You know what, I think I'm actually just going to now switch actually. It's gonna have Rob and Poppy out. And Poppy and Rob tend to go together the most because Rob is actually immune to getting hit by a sandstorm. Okay, good to know. Items actually prioritize. Like, items get prioritized over searching Pokemon. Just, I don't think it's normally like that. But I guess still technically it is. But I don't really see that with like hyper potions and other types of moves used. So that's actually kind of cool to see. But there we go. So now every other Pokemon that are going to be switched out now are going to get hit unless they end up being, I think, ground type for sure. Steel type, though. I didn't actually know that steel type couldn't actually be affected by sandstorm. I think as far as I knew before then, it was just ground type. Rock type I think might also, and I'm not 100% sure about that. I'm like 99% sure that that's the case. But still, the only reason why I knew that that's the thing is because of the many Jirachis that we have fought, which I still think is really funny. Jirachi is the most present legendary that we have in this game. Also, sorry if I'm pausing in my talking right now. Dolly is using her litter box, and it's really loud when she scratches the litter. I don't know if it gets picked up on the mic or not. Hopefully not. But okay. I don't really know what I want to use against this guy. I'm so tempted to use Earthquake, but I know that Earthquake could actually potentially KO poor Poppy. Probably doesn't have Levitate. Now an Earthquake attacks every Pokemon. And hopefully it doesn't damage any people either. I can imagine if the Earthquake actually was like, oh, it's super effective, it gets Dakim in you. Pokemon Trainer wiped out. Yo, high jump kick Haunter. Okay, kind of terrifying actually. Not gonna lie, let's see how much damage this does against the Haunter though. Ooh, one shot. It looks like this Haunter ended up being a glass cannon Haunter. I mean, hey, I ain't complaining. Becky! This is so cute. Okay, Zeus cross chop and set up the sky attack because that is super effective. And what's fun is that since it's gonna go into fighting, I was gonna say if it's going into fighting, we could just also use sky attack against Kecleon. By Kecleon, we Kecleon. Ooh. Okay, that's a bit awkward because the setup. Dang it. Use sky attack, it's not even going to be able to use Maggie. But well, at least we know that we have speed to Maggie though. Kit did use Fly. I thought they made it use Bounce. It's really funny seeing other Pokemon that normally wouldn't have Fly. No Fly. He's a darn Maggie. Honestly, it kind of makes sense because it looked like it just straight up was kicking. And it just feel like using Bone Mash. Apparently, I need a drink of water. Hydration check. Good job, Poppy and Rob. You now just took care of Dakim's mod. Good job. I'm sorry, Dakim. You thought you could crush me this time. I squashed you, sir. This can't be. My mighty Dakim loses again? I mean, yes? What did you expect, Dakim? I'm just saying. But there you go. So that's 2 hours out of the way. And still, big cash money. And TM48, let's see what TM48 is before we read another PDA message. Is, I think, Arm Thrust. Don't believe we had Arm Thrust before. Yeah, because we had Mimic. Yeah, let's just be an Arm Thrust up. We just got. Cool, I'll take a free Arm Thrust. We don't need to buy it. It's like the other ones we did have to buy. And okay, another PDA message. Which will be Dakim from Net from the Under.
This is that again. I'm getting information about the Deep King, but slowly. He does sound like an expert trainer though. I wonder what kind of Pokemon he uses.
And we didn't even ask that in the last one. We're gonna find out about that pretty soon here, but not this episode. Because we did half of it, and we'll do the other half in the next episode. Which we might actually have a Ludicolo. At least we likely will. And now we're back at the pre-gem, though briefly. I don't know why I decided to go up here. I didn't realize that we can actually get an upgrade to the PDA from this teacher, I believe? Which is something that kind of acts like a... oh my goodness. The thing that we had a Pokedex. There we go. So we got ourselves a strategy memo. And the reason why we have it now is because we actually beat the pre-gem. I believe that's what we actually need. It's kind of funny how we actually see the Pokemon unrandomized. And yet we go into the snag list and we actually get to see what's randomized. Which is too bad we can't because I did check before we went back to Mount Battle, is that with the memo you can actually listen to his calls, but you could also view it, I think. Yeah, there we go. It's like, do begin, zoo. We could have like a really big whale for that. Oh, Abra, this is so small. I love Abras, they're so adorable. But yeah, anyways. We're now back in Mount Battle, so that I may continue to get our dear Lotad to get his heart unlocked. I'm excited to have it. I don't know why, my brain's just set on having it, so it's that. I don't know what its nickname is going to be, so if you guys have any nicknames that you would like to call out, please let me know. But until then, we will leave it here. In the next episode, we are going to be back in a Deep Colosseum so that we can fight the other two admins and set up to fight the Deep King. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked this video, please give it a gigantic thumbs up, slap the subscribe button, sit something down in the comments down below, do what you do, and I'll see you in the next one. As these two are apparently just trying to walk right into us. Peace.